Alrighty, welcome to another team draft. Team draft's back, baby. It's a 3-on-3, which I will remind you, we've been implementing a new policy. When you do a 3-on-3, when it's a 6-player draft, you do 4 packs of 12. So this is a pack of 12 cards. We're gonna get 4 of them. More action, sweeter decks. We're all in. And this is the current Magic Online cube, but we'll probably be adjusting the cube relatively soon here since the Magic Online cube is going to go down once again. All right, what am I going to take here? It's kind of a weak pack. I think I'm just going to take Balance. I really like Balance, and being able to draft around it from pack 1 is pretty awesome. Frantic Search is good too, but I like Balance more than the other stuff that was there. Like Frantic Search is probably the next best. There's like Ketria Triumph. All right, I'm getting passed to by Zorg, by the way. Passing to Dan. My team is me, Xantos, and Talisker, and their last team member, Juju being the one and only. All right, after first picking Balance, I'm probably going to take Dak. Planeswalkers are good with Balance. Dak is especially good because it steals artifacts, which is something Balance is not good against. And the other options are Gaia's Cradle, which is obviously not great with Balance, though it's a good card. I don't have to draft all around Balance, but I think this early Dak and Cradle are, close enough that I should take the one that works really well with the card I have instead of like the opposite. And there's also Spara's Headquarters, the blue, white, green land. But I don't think that's strong enough to take here. Okay, here we've got Time Warp, which I do like, Brainstorm, JVP, Displacer Kit. A lot of blue cards, which is good. I don't mind that. Probably going to take JVP. I think JVP is great, especially with Balance. Again, it's a card, if you take it early, you can draft around it to some degree. And there's a chance I wheel Brainstorm, because out of this pack, the 5 cards, Time Warp, Raffine's Tower, Fairy Mastermind, maybe someone wants Putrid Imp. I'm less likely to wheel Brainstorm than I am Prismatic Ending, but that's actually another card that's good with JVP, so I don't mind that either. So let's take JVP, the MVP, and there's a Venser Shaper Savant. The art in this one's a little wacky, but this is just the Magic Online list imported into Cube Cobra. For the Alpha Frog Cube, the one we're going to go back to soon, each art is hand curated, selected for maximum value, but we're not there right now. And you know what? I do like Recurring Nightmare. I don't love passing it. I also like Crucible. Crucible is actually nice with Dak, Balance, and Jace. Maybe I just take Crucible. Venser's okay, but Venser's never like amazing. Venser's one of those cards that I think each iteration of the cube, Venser loses a little ground because a 4-mana spell. Those have a lot of competition. Maybe I will take Crucible. I don't have Stripper Waste yet, but I have 2 discard outlets, and it is good with Balance. It's an artifact that doesn't get countered for Balance, and I think it's got some good stuff. Good potential there. It's good with fetch lands if I pick some up. All right, I'll probably take Pentad Prism now. I have 3 colors, another good card with Balance, and I think Doretti's too many colors off from where I am. I do like Uro as well. Don't really like Imperial Seal that much. I think Pentad Prism is a good, nice, solid pick. Oh, and there's a Xander's Lounge. Yeah, I'll take a red, blue, black land. I don't know which colors I'm going to ultimately end up being. There's also Inspired Ultimatum, but the problem is I don't like taking the ultimatums before taking Dream Halls. Turnabout and Talisman. Talisman's not bad, but I think a Tri-land that's at least 2 on color is better than a Talisman. All right, I'll probably just take another Tri-land. And maybe now with 2 Triomes, I've got outs now to be as many colors as I want. 2 Triomes and a Pentad Prism is a good start for that. There's also Trinket Mage, which isn't bad, and Pestermite, but I'm not a big Pestermite believer these days, honestly. Here, I have Escape to the Wilds, and I do have Ketria Triumph, which is a red-green. Pentad Prism as well. Escape's also kind of nice with Crucible. I'm not going to take Feel the Dead, Wishclaw, or Titan, but there's also Wrath of God, which could be good in like a Planeswalker control deck. That's a close pick. I think I'm going to take Escape, partially because I don't think Escape is going to be good for my opponents. All right, this pack, the Brainstorm did wheel, and I am going to take it over Prismatic Ending. I do like Prismatic Ending, but Brainstorm with fetch lands is awesome, and because I have Crucible, I'm already looking to pick up fetch lands. And overall, I think Brainstorm is a card I think is actually a little bit underrated in Cube. Not that it's the best here, but we have time to develop it. And I think in general, Brainstorm goes a little bit later than it should. Granted, it's not as good as it is in Constructed, but it's still not that hard to make Brainstorm quite strong. I guess I'll take Scarab God. That's going to go to the sideboard. Passing Spectrals, whatever. I found Tenacious Underdog to just be so weak, so I'll just take the powerful card. Still not sure about Escape versus Wrath and Brainstorm versus Prismatic Ending. It's possible I just wanted to take all the white removal spells instead. But actually, this makes me feel pretty good because now I got a basically last pick Duretti. And I have Xander's Lounge, which helps cast it. Oh, spiffy new animation, by the way. Oh, there's a Time Walk. You love to see it. Rewarded for opening Time Walk, actually. Nothing I did change that. But yeah, between Pentad Prism and Xander's Lounge, I'm feeling I might be able to cast Duretti. I'm looking like a nice little 5-color mid-range like Planeswalker control deck. I love these decks. I'm going to take Time Walk. Makes this Jace pick extremely prescient. Hexdrinker and Ignoble probably going to get taken. Those are the next two best cards. Lorien Revealed's probably taken. Whoever took Pestermite might just take Twin, which leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe Chart gets taken. So there's not much that's going to come back that's all that juicy. Maybe a Bitter Reunion, but whatever. That's not a complaint, just an observation. Okay. It's a shame I passed Venser because I'm going to take Karakas now. I think Karakas is awesome. And it can help protect Jace. I have Crucible, but Red and 6 isn't really... I don't need Red and 6. I need things that work with Crucible. I don't need another of the same effect. I like Exploration and I like Fiery Confluence, but I think I like Karakas more. Don't love passing Fiery Confluence, but Karakas I think is just a busted card. And passing up Craterhoof, Emrakul, Thalia... Fiery Confluence, Ren and 6, Collective Brutality, Exploration, Volcanic. Okay, decent chance I get Exploration back, which I would love. But I'm still going to take the Karakas. Oh, Underworld Breach. Okay. If you insist. Look, Underworld Breach Time Walk is not as good of a combo as Underworld Breach Brain Freeze, but it's honestly not that much worse. If you cast Breach and just cast 2 or 3 Time Walks, like, I don't really know how you're losing that game. Obviously, you have to stack your graveyard, but that's where one Mr. Dak Faden comes in. And, of course, the next best card after Breach is, like, so much worse. So it'd be malfeasance to pass this even if I wasn't going to play it, and it's going to be great in this deck. Plus, maybe I'll get a Tundra back. No, more likely a Hard Evidence. But, all right, we'll take Breach. Here, we've got Plateau. I really want a fetch land, not a Triumph like Savai Triumph or a dual like Plateau. There's also Goldspan Dragon, which is great. There's Regrowth, which isn't crazy. I have a green source. I'm probably going to play Escape, and Regrowth Time Walk is very strong. Regrowth Balance is also decent. Will Regrowth come back? Let's say I take Plateau or Goldspan. No one's taking Call the Ring ever. That card's not going to be... It's not in the Alpha Frog cube. It's not going to be in our next cube. What's going to get taken? I kind of feel like Regrowth's going to get taken just because... Well, let's say I take Plateau. Savai Triumph, Ulamog, Corpse Dance, Stowaway Dragon. Yeah, there's a pretty decent chance Sealer Removal or... Regrowth comes back. I don't really want Goldspan in this deck. And I'm passing both Corpse Dance and Goldspan. Yeah. And I think I like Plateau over Savai Triumph because I already have a couple Tri-lands and I want something a little bit less come into play tapped, I guess. All right, so now there's an Omnath, an Elvish Reclaimer, which could work with Crucible, but I'm not going to take Reclaimer hoping to get Strip Mine. I think that's the wrong way about it. There's also a red-black or green-white talisman, of which I would take red-black. So it's Omnath versus red-black talisman. Talisman is looking pretty nice here. I feel like Omnath is nice. It's good with Karakas. I don't have any fetches, and Talisman's great with balance. It also is fixing, and this deck does need it, so I think I'm going to do that. Desperate Ritual, that's what that is. I'm going to take Leovold here. Passing a late Exhume, but... It's not clear to me that Zorg is playing Reanimator. I mean, it might be. But Leovold's actually going to be pretty good, especially if I'm actually just a 5-color deck here, which I'm kind of working towards. Plus, Leovold Karakas is really nice. You just get to protect your Leovold. Ignoble and Chart of Course came back. Also passing 2 discard outlets along with those reanimation spells, but what can you do? How did these both come back? I'm now struggling to figure out what card got taken. I don't really remember... Whatever it was wasn't really on my radar. I guess like, someone went off. I'm going to take Chart of Course here. I like Ignoble Hierarch, but I'm passing 2 green cards back, so I don't feel like I'm doing something too bad for the team. This is not a green-based deck. Chart of Course is actually pretty nice with Breach, so I'll do that. Oh, Exploration came back. That I might still take, even though this deck's not heavy in green. It's just so good with Crucible. There's also Wrenn and 6. I could just take Wrenn and 6 because that's a great card with balance. And then if I have Wrenn and 6 and Crucible, I have 2 more packs. Remember, there's 4 packs. Maybe I just take Wrenn and 6. If I get Wasteland or Strip Mine, I'd still rather have Wrenn and 6 than Exploration, which I guess is a good tiebreaker. All right. And I'll pass an Emrakul and a Collective Brutality. Titania versus Endurance versus one of these black cards. I think I'll just take Endurance. Endurance hoses me. I don't really want to have that happen. Oh, wow. I guess I'll take Corpse Dance here over Ulamog. And I'll just hate a Yawgmoth and a Cabal Ritual. All right, I'm going to send these all to the Shadow Realm. I'm going to keep Kinnan down and Endurance down here as reminders. And so what do I need? I obviously like Lion's Eye Diamond, Brain Freeze would both be great. Okay. I have this Corpse Dance. Hold on. Corpse Dance back on the menu because Atraxa is a really messed up card. I have 1 discard outlet in Dak Faden and another in Charticourse and actually yet another in Jace. I mean, I don't think there's anything better than Atraxa. This is just not that good of a pack for me. Like, I'm not going to take a Taxian Probe. All right. Corpse Dance Atraxa is now our plan. This Escape to the Wild is looking a little less good as a result. Yeah, all right. There's a Tali in that pack too, but obviously that's not as good as Atraxa. Plus, Atraxa's castable. I have Pentad Prism, a Talisman, and a bunch of duels and Triomes and stuff. I could use a fetch land really badly. Fetch lands and Strip Mine Wasteland because of the Crucible and Wrenn and 6 are both high priority. All right, Spellseeker gets Time Walk, Brainstorm, Charticourse. Mystic Confluence is just a very good card. That's 2. Natural Order gets Atraxa, but I'm pretty far away from a Natural Order deck. I don't think I can take that here, unfortunately. Steam Vents is, of course, appealing just because this deck needs any duels it can get its hands on. And it's like primarily red-blue. Huh. I kind of want to get greedy and try to wheel Spellseeker because, I mean, getting balance is actually not as good as you might think because this puts a 1-1 into play, which isn't great. Yeah, I mean, Mystic Confluence is good. I kind of want to just take Steam Vents and then the next blue player takes Mystic Confluence over Spellseeker and then I get back the Spellseeker, hopefully. There's also Natural Order and Parallax Wave, just passing both. All right, I'll do that, I guess. This pack has Life Death, so that would get me a little bit more towards Reanimation, which I don't think is bad. I have a great target already. I have Atraxa now. Also, if I really need to, I could play Scarab God. There's also Hymn to Turok, but the mana on that's not great. There's also Fire Covenant, which is just a really strong card. Maybe I just take Fire Covenant here. It's a really good control card. I also think Life Death is one of the weakest reanimates, so I'd rather just take the Fire Covenant. Okay, probably going to take either a dual land or a talisman here, and I'm kind of leaning towards duels. Once I have Pentad Prism and 1 talisman, like you can't hit talisman fatigue in a deck that's not playing like Library, for example. I do like Sylvan Library too, but I don't think I should be leaning towards more early green cards. Honestly, right now, the only green cards I have are Wrenn and 6 and Leovold, and I might be able to get away with... First of all, I might not play Wrenn and 6. Right now, it's not even going to make the deck. Oh, I have Atraxa too. But Leo, I might be able to get away with Ketria Triome and like Pentad Prism and a Stray Duel. Sylvan Library, you want to play early. So let's just take Hallowed Fountain here. I do like Chromehost Seed Shark in general. Thirst for Discovery is kind of nice as another discard outlet. I don't want Imperial Recruiter. I don't have the mana. I don't want to play the mana to try to support Dothi Voidwalker. I do like Chromehost Seed Shark. It is a good card. I'd have a really hard time taking Thirst over Chromehost Seed Shark. It's not like the best Seed Shark deck in the world, but it's just so much of a better card. All right, I'll take this. I just like casting that card, and I think it's a lot better than Thieving Skydiver in general. All right, Rona is another discard outlet for Atraxa and Corpse Dance. There's also just a blue-white land, which wouldn't be bad, though I have actually a good amount of white lands right now. I have Caracas, Hallowed Fountain, Plateau, and right now I just have Balance as a white card. I think I'd rather just Rona then in that case. All right, Red-White Talisman came back. So did Sculler, Bloodchief's Thirst, Grave Titan. Now I'll take a Talisman. Now I think I'll be fine with that. And Mystic Confluence and Spellseeker both came back. Wow, I didn't really anticipate that. If I knew I could get both Confluence and Spellseeker, I would have maybe gone for that. But I should just take the Spellseeker. It's also, if I get a Brain Freeze in Pack 3, it's so much better that I've taken that. All right, Hymn to Turok, Lightning Greaves, Dark Confidant. It's actually, Atroxa aside, this is not the worst Dark Confidant deck. My curve is actually fairly low. This Crucible's also not currently making it in. I don't really want Graven Cairns that much. I don't like the fact that you have to kickstart it. But I could also just take Hymn to Turok. I'll just take him. I think that's going to be better in this deck. All right, Talisman came back. I'll consider playing that. I don't think passing Otawara is a big deal. And I guess we got past a really late Ignoble and Courser last pack, so I'm going to take Imperial Recruiter here. All right, Birthing Pod's out. Imperial Recruiter's out. All right, action. Strip Mine. Haha, yeah, there we go. All right, Ren and 6 back on the menu. Crucible back on the menu. Slamming Strip Mine here. We got another aspect to this deck. Probably not going to get back Grim or Zagoth Triumph or Spell Pierce, but that's fine. We're very happy with Strip Mine. Now I just need cards that, yeah, early interaction, like Mana Leak and Dismember are both great. I think Mana Leak is in general a little better, especially since I have Fire Covenant as good removal and Balance as good removal. Passing up Dismember, Toxic Deluge, Blood Tithe are all cards I'd be interested in, but very happy with Mana Leak, honestly. All right, let's get these out. This is currently 17 lands. There's a fetch land. I can't pass this. In fact, there's nothing even close because I don't really even want Oath of Druids in this deck all that much. I have a bunch of junk in the deck. And fetch land plus Crucible Strip, plus it's a Marsh Flats, which actually doesn't get Steam Vents, but gets, or Ketria Triumph, but gets Xander's Lounge, Hallowed Fountain, Plateau. So it gets every color but green right now. Totally fine. All right. Well, Pack 4 is delivering so far. And honestly, if I can just pick up like another fetch land, I'll be pretty happy. Obviously, if I get a Brain Freeze or a Lion's Eye Diamond or both, that could really transform this deck. I don't think I'm that likely to get those. I got Breach in Pack 2, I believe. So this is the same direction. Like, I don't think Dan is likely to pass me a Breach and then also pass me Lion's Eye Diamond Brain Freeze, though. I mean, it could happen. But everyone here rightfully assumes I'm never really passing Breach. So if they pass me a Breach, they have a really big incentive to at least hate those cards, which is still an advantage for our team. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. This is 30. This is 18 lands. All right. Okay, Time Twister is interesting. On the one hand, Time Twister Leovold is great. And Time Twister Time Walk's great. On the other hand, no, there's no real other hand. Like, I don't need Third Path Iconoclast. I'm not playing Library or Tolarian Academy. Darkslick Shores, I mean, would be nice, but I think Time Twister is just enough better that I should take it, and I can't run Mox Opal in this deck, unfortunately. I also have like a Red-White Talisman in here that I might not end up playing. Like, the fourth Talisman is significantly less good. Really, I just want cards that speed me up if there is anything. Oh, Demonic Tutor. Okay. Well, pick 5. So one more. I can't get Brain Freeze and Breach, or Lion's Eye, but even just one of them would be great. And I am going to take the Demonic Tutor. Underground Sea, but Ponder. Ponder's so good. I'm not passing up Ponder. All right. Ponder just does everything you want. All right. So now this is 15 lands. So I need to cut a couple. I could probably get Red-White Talisman out. Snap came back, so did Yogg-Will, so did Zagoth Triumph. Zagoth Triumph is pretty nice in this deck. It also makes Marsh Flats into a green fetch. And I don't really want Yogg-Will once I have Underworld Breach. It's just, you don't need both. Blood Tithe came back. All right, I will take that. Yeah, I've got this one Corpse Dance, and I'll just cast Atroxa some amount of the time. That seems fine to me. I do need to cut a couple cards now. I'm a few cards over. I wonder if like Duretti might want to go. Oh, this could be, no. I was going to say this could be a Treasure Cruise deck, but I have Underworld Breach in my deck. I really don't like combining those two. I think I'll take Terra Sunder. It's a good card. I might just sideboard it. Oh, Darkslick? Okay. I'm not going to play a mana base for Sakura Tribe Elder. I don't care about Third Path Iconoclast. I guess I'll take Kroxa over Loam because I know my opponents can't use Loam. I have the Strip Mine, and they could use Kroxa. I don't think I'm playing either. I don't need Loam when I have Wrenn and 6 and Crucible. That's like, I think overkill. Though I guess you can dredge Loam to try to mill Atraxa, though that seems like a bit much. Okay. Save as Walk Atraxa. Though this is not even like the most Atraxa deck in the world. All right. So the question here, like the main question for me when building this deck is it possible that I don't want to play Atraxa, Corpse Dance, and Animate stuff? Because right now, if I just fill this out to 40, this is 15 lands. Wow, my mana curve is so low. Kind of wish I took that Bob now. Actually, can I get him in here? Because that is a possibility. There's also Tear Asunder, which is a pretty good removal spell. And there's Scarab God, which is just like a solid card. Basically, Corpse Dance does nothing unless I have Atraxa in the graveyard. It's pretty bad to Corpse Dance Spellseeker. Corpse Dancing Jace isn't actually terrible because if you have 4 cards left in deck or in graveyard, you can Corpse Dance Jace and flip it, and you just get Jace back. Corpse Dancing Blood Tithe, and you know what? Maybe Corpse Dance isn't the worst. It's not very good with Rona. So the main thing I'd be looking at is like, if I weren't playing Corpse Dance Atraxa, I would be cutting these 3 probably, because I would still want Time Twister, Leovold, Spellseeker, obviously. Jace is just great in this deck. The problem I have with cutting Atraxa, Corpse Dance, Rona, though I might still cut Rona, is this deck does have a lack of win conditions. Like, how am I killing them? I didn't take that Raging Ravine. Duretti's doesn't really kill them. Leovold, I mean, is basically Chrome Host, Seed Shark. Yeah, I have to play Atraxa. So given that I'm playing Atraxa, do I want to play one or both of these? I also have Tear Asunder and Hymn to Turok and the Scarab God. The Scarab God's also a very reasonable play in this sort of deck as just a way to win the game. So I like Chrome Host Seed Shark. I think that it's relatively cheap for what it provides. Dak and Duretti are both great. I like Blood Tithe if I'm playing Corpse Dance. If I'm not playing Corpse Dance, it's possible I don't want Blood Tithe. Though it does help fill the graveyard for Breach, which is nice. Yeah, this deck is not the best at generating mana, but I think is going to be pretty good still. One more fetch would have been absurd, but I'm really not complaining. This deck I think is quite good. All right, let's do one. There's a couple things that I think that can help us answer these questions. I'm definitely playing these cards, and now this is enough cards. If I want to add anything else to this, look at my curve. Yeah. If I want to add anything else, I'll have to cut something. What is my mana base going to look like? This is 17 lands with Strip Mine, but also Pentad Prism and Double Talisman, which I like the talismans, I think. So let's do a land count real quick so that we can get a better sense of this. So sort by color. I'm kind of curious. So this is red. This is black, red, black, red, black, red. So these are like Grixis stuff, and then basically 3 green cards. And then this is a black, red talisman and a blue, black talisman. And then Pentad Prism, and then Triland, 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 5 color land, 2 color lands, and then 1 and 0 colors. So, assuming that we do not have Hymn to Turok or Tear Asunder in the deck, though Tear Asunder might end up being fine to play because I want a mana base that can cast Wrenn and 6. So, if I'm going to be able to cast Wrenn and 6, then I'm going to be able to cast Tear Asunder. All right. So currently for blue, let's start with blue, primary color. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, plus talisman, 8. Okay, so that's not too bad. So now if we add 2 blue, I'll feel pretty good about this. 9 primary blue, really 8 primary blue, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 9 primary blue, not counting Talisman or Pentad Prism, is enough that I'm confident I can cast my 4 cheap cantrips, which is actually great because that can help me fix mana. I wouldn't mind another blue, but let's not. We're not there yet. Red. Right now, starting out, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red, plus those 2. So if I had 1 mountain, let's even say 2 mountains, because I have a bunch of red, black, and then like 2 swamps. So this leaves me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red plus 2 additional red. Plenty. 1, 2, 3 black, 4 black, 5, 6 black plus 2. Yeah, that's fine. And probably a plains would be the last one I would want to add. We'll get to green in a second. I might have to cut one of these red or black. So if we had 1 plains, oh, we have Caracas also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, none of these are white. Funny. 5, 6 white sources for 1 white card plus a Troxa. Okay. And this leaves Zagoth, Ketria, Marsh Flats as green. That's 3 green plus Pentad Prism, 4 green. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to want a forest over a plains. And this leaves me 5 green. 4 green plus a Pentad Prism. Yeah. So can I play Terra Sunder? I guess I wouldn't really want to play Terra Sunder. I kind of changed my mind. This mana base doesn't really lend itself to Terra Sunder. It's honestly not the best Ren and 6 mana base either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I do have a bunch of cantrips. So 5 green sources plus a bunch of cantrips doesn't seem crazy to me. And then certainly that's enough for a Troxa, but and then in terms of whether I want to play him to Turok, let me count black again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not 6 sources, but not counting plus the 3 talismans. Not the best in the world when it comes to that. There's also a red-white talisman that I'm not playing, but I don't really want a 4th talisman that much. I kind of think I'm just in for casting a Troxa, though how many discard outlets do I have? I have Chart a Course and Jace and Blood Tithe and Dak. I have those 4, and Corpse Dance, like I mentioned, isn't the worst with Jace or Blood Tithe. It's pretty bad otherwise, though. I guess you can Corpse Dance a Leovold in response to them casting something, like a draw 7, or you could end of turn Corpse Dance Leovold, untap, cast Time Twister, and I think that's pretty good. Spellseeker also does get Chart a Course as a discard outlet or Demonic Tutor for Corpse Dance. Is it crazy to consider cutting Ren and 6? It probably is. It's just, if you draw Ren and 6, strip mine in your opening hand, you just win. But I do need to cut something if I want to put in Corpse Dance, is kind of the issue here. And if I can't cut any of the discard outlets, I don't really want to cut Leovold. I feel like I have enough here that I could play the green cards, because I want to be able to cast a Troxa too. I think that's just like a pretty reasonable way to win these games. Maybe I don't play Corpse Dance. It's just the one Atrox that's kind of the problem. All right. I think I like this build. I think this is where we're at. We're not going to main deck Terra Sunder or Hymn to Turok or Corpse Dance. We'll put a couple more swamps in the sideboard and another forest in case we end up doing that. And I don't think... I mean, I guess I could cut a red source is one of the other options, because I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red sources. It's kind of a lot, because I don't want to play Breach early. I guess I do have 5-ish red cards that I want to play early. But I could play a second forest. It's just, it seems so painful to play a second forest. I don't really want to... I guess I have 2 pretty good green cards that I wouldn't mind playing early. Yeah, it's probably better to play a second forest over a mountain here, because I just need a single red, and I have now 8 red sources. Yeah. All right, we're gonna try this. This deck I think is pretty good. Like it's it's a 5-color deck. They always have some consistency issues, but balance is amazing in this deck. I have Time Walk and Demonic Tutor and Underworld Breach. Not the best deck at generating mana, but I also even have like Crucible Strip and Renaissance Strip with Demonic Tutor holding it all together. And Ponder plus Brainstorm plus Mana Leak is just great early plays. So let's see how this rolls. Alrighty, time for round 1. I'm playing as Zorg here, and alright, I'll keep this hand. It's not the most exciting hand, doesn't have a lot of interaction, but on the play, I think this hand's fine, because I get to go turn 1 Steam Vents, turn 2 Chart a Course, and then turn 3, I have a wealth of 3-drops to choose from. Well, probably can't play Leovold, because unless I draw a different land to play on turn 2, playing Leovold turn 3 won't be an option, but hopefully we do. Playing against Snow-Covered Island. Oh, Dark Slick Shores. All right, well, that's great, because that means I can play Leovold, and well, now I can just discard Island. Yeah, I think that's fine. Turn 3. Probably going to Marsh Flats for... That's interesting. I guess it would just be Plateau. Most likely. We'll see what they play. Hopefully it's an artifact. If it's an artifact, then I can just go Dax, steal it. Metamorphosing out of Crucible Elder. That's a new one. All right. Yeah, I think I want Plateau here. I can get green off Ketria Triumph soon enough. And I'm going to play a Planeswalker. I think I'm just going to play Duretti, because there's nothing into play to steal with Dak. My hand's pretty good, so it's not like the +1 ability on Dak is even going to be that good. Like, I'm going to draw and then discard. All right, let's get Plateau. Yeah, I've got enough blue. No reason to take pain here, I don't think, because I could have gotten Hallowed Fountain. I wanted to get white mana because I don't have white yet, and the Triumph is going to produce green for me. But yeah, without having good cards to discard and without having a thing to steal, I think playing Dak doesn't make sense. Could play Chrome Host Seed Shark, but playing Seed Shark and then just passing and next turn maybe getting a token, I think I'd rather just play Duretti, because unless this is like a questing beast this turn, which would be unfortunate, Duretti's going to be pretty good at dealing with a lot of the plays here. Well, we're cycling Jetmir's Garden. Okay, that is not a show of strength. Oh, that's not bad either. All right, let's make another 1/1. Let's go. I'm going to play Ketria Triumph this turn. I think I can afford a Seed Shark this turn. And I could play Spellseeker for Time Walk, but I'm not there yet. We don't need that yet. And then we'll pass. Drawing a land here wouldn't be horrible, because then I would get to go Spellseeker Time Walk if I wanted. Oh, cycling it up, getting a Taiga. So we're on Teamer here. All right, what do we got? Rex Sage blowing up a construct? I like that. That's a good sign. And are we killing the Chrome Host? No, we're playing a Sylvan Library, and we drew a land. Oh, this looks pretty good. This copies artifacts, right? Land. Let's go Spellseeker. We're going to Time Walk now. Time Walk. I'll just +1 this. I don't really need to kill the Rex Sage right now. I can always do that later. Next turn, I'm probably going to want to play Leovold. I don't think I'm going to want to go Breach Time Walk, because I can only cast 1 Time Walk. I really want to get 2 Time Walks out of the deal. But I might as well play Dak Faden first. Let's see, because I want to leave. So this is red, blue, tap this, and then now I'll black, blue. Yeah, so now I can play Leo. I'm most likely just discarding the 2 cards that I draw here. Those are both good ones. Yeah, I still am, I think, because I really want to put Leovold into play this turn. Land, Leovold, black, blue, green, because it shuts down Sylvan Library. And then I can copy artifacts. That still doesn't do anything. Let's just +1 the thing again, and I'll attack with the Spellseeker too. Well, next turn I've got double Time Walk, and so this is going to be pretty, assuming Dak Faden lives. Because you go Breach, Time Walk, Time Walk. I honestly just need 2 cards more in the graveyard to do that, which Dak, oh no, I only need 1 card more, so it's possible, like I'll be able to do that even if Dak dies, because presumably Dak's going to the graveyard. Of course, if an exile thing happens, that's one thing. But this looks just fine to me. Not a whole lot you can do to get out of this, I don't think. I mean, there are certainly plays. Oh, Natural Order. Okay, I have the Atroxa. Oh, World Spine Worm. Okay, I don't think that's going to do it, but let's see. It's a 15/15. Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to be too bad. Obviously, it's still pretty good, but let's go Dak myself. Caracas and Balance. Well, I don't want Balance. And I guess I don't need Blood Tithe. I'd rather just keep the Caracas. Yeah, I think I want lands here. All right, land. Let's go Underworld Breach. Make a Shark token. Hopefully I don't get countered here. All right, we did not Time Walk. Exiling lands. And then Time Walk again. I have a Time Twister in my deck, so I guess I should be cognizant of that when using this. All right, and let's go Time Walk again, leaving up Caracas, and I'm going to leave a Troxa in my graveyard as the card to Time Twister back. All right, and then let's go. I can copy artifacts on the battlefield. This still doesn't do anything, so let's destroy a World Spine Worm, sack a Construct. I'm actually going to be able to grind out World Spine Worm with Duretti Time Walks here. And let's send for 2 in the air. Take my first extra turn. I could also at some point find a Time Twister with Dak here. Strip Mine is fine. You cast a spell, so all right, let's just plus Dak on me. Oh, Demonic Tutor. All right, I have an extra turn after this, so let's go Demonic Tutor, get another Shark, and with 1 turn floating, we're going to be fine here. I think I'm going to Time Twister because I'm going to draw 7 and Zorg is going to draw 1. I could also get Fire Covenant, but like, why don't I just get Time Twister? Seems like that's a better deal. And clearly don't have any counters or anything like that going. Yeah, that'll do it. A lot of stuff here. Let's show the teammates here. Okay. Well, Natural Order, World Spine Worm, and definitely could have Flash in there as well. Do I want him to Turok in this deck? I still think I like Balance. I might want Terra Sunder because it's a good way to deal with World Spine Worm, which I think is nice. Dak still looks good. It's possible I want to cut Chrome Host Seed Shark. It's okay, but not how you're going to win the game against like big green things, it doesn't feel like. Or maybe I just cut Blood Tithe. No, Blood Tithe's generally good against Natural Order decks. All right. Because they just have cheap creatures for you to Blood Tithe, so I think that's okay. The other option would be to put in a Scarab God. Definitely like Fire Covenant, by the way. I'm going to keep that one. Yeah, I think this is good. I don't need lots of win conditions. A lot of it is just going to be like using Terra Sunder or Fire Covenant, Duretti, Blood Tithe to kill stuff, setting up Breach, Time Walk, or Time Twister, Leovold, or just, casting Atroxa. This deck can turn 4 Atroxa. Turn 2 Talisman, turn 3 Pentad, turn 4 Atroxa. Pretty decent. And, well, it worked out pretty nicely. Did kind of show all my cards. I revealed that I have Balance, Breach, Time Walk, all that stuff. My teammate's down a match. Juju Bean's playing Mono Red, as he does. Defeated me with Mono Red last time we played, too. So, I first thought I punted against him, but then, in fact, it was just him getting lucky. It's great news. You can check out that video. It's on the channel. All right. Let's see what we've got here. We're about to hit game 2 here. And, all right. I mean, I like this hand. Pentad Prism does a lot of the heavy lifting. But any red land lets me just curve Blood Tithe into Duretti is nice. It's actually an especially sick curve because you can go turn 2 Blood Tithe, turn 3 Duretti, sack the blood token to kill a creature. And Zorg mulliganed again. Okay. Balance also is a pretty nice draw here. So even if I don't draw red this turn, I get to play turn 2 Pentad Prism and I could maybe set up balance. All right, I like that that's Sakura Tri-Builder. That does not interact super well against balance. Interesting. Interesting. Triumph on turn 2. No, let's go Pentad Prism. I think it just slows me down too much to play the Triumph. What I can do is go Pentad Prism, and then next turn I can play Duretti Triumph as my plays for the turn. Whoa, we didn't sack Elder, so that indicates to me that there's a World Spine Worm coming, or at least a Natural Order coming, because there's not too many reasons you wouldn't sack Sakura Tri-Builder, but it doesn't necessarily, it's not too bad. What I might have to do, depending on how this plays out, what I really want is Zorg to not play a good creature this turn. Because what I want to do is play Duretti +1 it. If next turn Zorg goes Natural Order, sack Sakura Tri-Builder, get World Spine, then I go Duretti, sack my token, kill your World Spine, then balance the way the follow-up worms. And that's a good way to deal with it. That's fine. I mean, Uro's good because if I'm balancing and putting cards in their graveyard, Uro might eventually come back. Oh, Hex Drinker. Interesting. That's annoying. All right. Well, what I might have to do is balance this turn. Because the problem is if I play Duretti and +1, it can't attack into it. Never mind. No. This is, let's go Duretti. I could Marsh Flats. Is it better to Marsh Flats? I wouldn't use a Pentad Prism. That's probably better, actually. I don't mind getting a Plateau here. Duretti and just +1 it and then pass. In order to kill Duretti, you need to have a way to kill the construct and enough mana to kill the construct and level up the Hex Drinker. Okay. Tri-Builder also could have been not sacrificed because you knew what your next turn's play was. You didn't need the extra mana and you wanted to attack for one, but that's a little dubious. Oh, really? This is kind of odd because if you don't have a way to kill Duretti, like I just have Hex Drinker dead on board here. Granted, I have to sack Pentad Prism, but that's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna do that because I don't want Duretti to pro everything. Actually, what I can do here is I can go Blood Tithe Harvester and just make the play I talked about, which was destroy Hex Drinker, sack the blood token, and then I'm just going to play Ketria Triumph and pass. All right, I like where we're at here. Sacking Waterlogged Grove, or no. Oh, Thirst for Discovery. I wouldn't have really predicted that. That's unfortunate because that makes Uro a possibility, but I do have Caracas, by the way. Caracas, it doesn't like completely own Uro in the sense that they could just get to keep recasting Uro for value. But if you're going to spend a turn, Oath of Druids, if you're going to spend a turn getting Uro back and then I can Caracas it, it's not so bad. All right. I could go for a Leovold here. All right, I could sack my Pentad Prism to kill my Blood Tithe to stop Oath, but I think what I'm just going to do is just play out my cards and let Oath happen, and then we'll see. I don't really want a Time Twister. I'd really like to find Leovold first. All right. I don't have any creatures in your deck, but we'll find out. What do we Oath into? An Oliphant. All right, because I can just deal with that with Duretti. Do get to Sylvan here. If Zorg takes a bunch of damage and then flashes back Uro, because Oath does fuel that nicely, I'll probably go... oh yeah, took a bunch of damage. I might just Time Twister next turn, because now the Time Twister has gotten a lot juicier. I also kind of think... it's an interesting play. If you flash back Uro here, right, if you escape Uro, I might actually want to bounce it in response to the trigger. Oh, Titania. Getting back an island. Interesting. All right. I could bounce Titania with Caracas. Yeah, I think that's probably worth doing. Didn't want to sack water. You can sack Waterlogged Grove in response. Yeah, there we go. All right. And unfortunately, I don't have the time to Oath here. There's not a way to get my stuff off the board because it will trigger beginning of turn. All right, Brainstorm. Huh. Yeah, let's fire this off. If I draw Leovold, it's going to be a lot better. Oh, Spellseeker for Time Walk. All right, let's put Balance back. And I kind of think I put Underworld Breach back. Because I don't think I'm doing that, and I think I might want to keep Terra Sunder. Okay, Spellseeker, oops. Get Time Walk. Cast Time Walk. Play Zagoth Triome. Jace. And I think I'll just discard Chart a Course here. And then now I have a Time Walk coming. I think I'm going to sack Construct to kill that. And then I'm going to attack with the Blood Tide. They have a 5/3 out. They probably should block here, yeah. All right. And then take my Time Walk turn. And then I'm going to, if I want, I can Jace Time Walk. Didn't I shuffle you away? Let's loot with Jace first. I think I discard. I mean, I have actually a couple options here. I could discard Time Twister, Terra Sunder to Oath, and balance down to 0. I could also Jace Time Walk here. But then Time Walk is exiled. And I don't really love that. But Time Walk, Time Twister is pretty nice. All right, let's discard balance. Jace is flipped. Let's see, because I can Time Walk. Yeah, that's going to be good enough, I think. It's kind of a shame to give up on to exile Time Walk, but what can you do? Exile the Oath, because I think there's no real reason to let Oath live here. And then Time Twister. Oh, and then plus Duretti. I have a Time Walk coming. Send you down to 9. And then on my Time Walk turn, playing extra lands would be nice in order to get Strip Mine going. Oh, there's Breach. I could DT. Let's see, do I have enough? DT, Leovold. No, I can't set up Leovold Breach Time Twister all that in one turn, unfortunately. Let's just start plussing our Planeswalkers. I think we will have accumulated enough of an advantage here, especially with Fire Covenant up. All right, let's go Strip Mine on Tundra. And play. I want to leave up Fire Covenant, so I got to leave up one of those 2 lands plus Prism. So if I go Blood Tithe, I just want to get more creatures into play. And then DAC, red, blue, 1. And +1 it. And now I discard Island and probably Steam Vents. And I can cast Atraxa next turn. Send with Spellseeker, leave up Covenant. I just want to leave up Covenant in case there's some weird like Craterhoof sort of thing. But yeah, my Time Walk's gone, otherwise I'd DT for it. This is still going to be fine. We've used all our Planeswalkers. We have Fire Covenant and Caracas up. You can start the turn with 6 lands and 8 life. 10 cards in hand after the Sylvan, though you have to put 2 back. But I feel like it's going to be pretty hard for a green deck to come back from this. Obviously, there are sequences. This is Cube. There are always sequences. I have the Time Walk, so that cuts off a lot of the like overall possibility space of how you come back here, because Zorg is not playing the colors with the most sweepers. Also, sweepers don't even do anything. My creatures all suck. It's like the planeswalkers that are a problem. And any amount of putting creatures into play, Fire Covenant does a pretty good job of dealing with that. So, I mean, we'll see what's up. Uro is the start. Yeah, that is not a terrible way to spend your mana, but really not going to get the job done. Oath is exiled, yeah. Okay. Next turn. Oh, we're sacking Waterlogged Grove. Never mind, this game's over. I was going to wonder what they could do, but next turn I've got a lot of options here. Let's just draw for turn. I don't really want to sack the blood token. Don't really need to. Oh. Red and 6. Well, let's attack. I mean, I could DT Leovold, Breach. No, I can't quite. Oh, I guess I could Jace mid-combat Manamorphose. Okay. Wait, a Vendilion Click or something? Mid-combat Cycle Jetmir's Garden. That's not going to do it. All right. Jace Time Twister, DT. I mean, I could spend basically all my resources to go DT Leovold, Time Twister. I could play a Troxa, but then I wouldn't have Fire Covenant up, which doesn't necessarily mean that's bad. All right, you know what? Let's just go ahead. I could wait DAC, but honestly, if I do the Leovold Time Twister thing, I want to DAC them to get your last card. Is it worth just basically using my whole turn to draw 7? The thing is, my 7 isn't really going to get better, and I'm losing Jace. It doesn't feel that great. Let's take it a little slower. Let's go red and 6. Get back Strip Mine. Strip Mine Volcanic, I think. DAC myself. I guess if I just draw Leovold, that's like one thing. Discard some lands. And I'm just going to leave up. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to get Mana Leak, actually. Let's just DT for Mana Leak. +1 to ready. +1 Jace. Just pass with Mana Leak and a bunch of stuff up. And then I don't even have lethal next turn, but every turn I'm activating 4 Planeswalkers now. So that's probably going to be enough. Also, the last turn my opponent had was not very good. All right. A nice round 1. That is exactly how this deck's trying to function. Let's get to round 2. Alrighty, time for round 2. I'm going to play first playing against Danant, who's playing kind of like White Weenie Splash Pest Infestation and Spell Pierce is kind of what it looked like from what my teammate showed me. This hand is totally fine on the play. Missing red mana, has all the other colors, but honestly, turn 2 Talisman, turn 3 Time Twister Strip Mine is pretty good. I can even, oh man, Noble Hierarch? Oh, really? Let's do this and get Spell Pierced. Yeah, that's fine. That does not bother me. So next turn, would love to draw. What do I do here? I think I just Strip Mine the Breeding Pool. I could, look, I know it's like a mana inefficient play and I hate those, but my fear of not doing that is if I cast Crucible that turn and Dan has a 3-drop, it works out pretty poorly for me. Red would be really nice here. Oh, Mana Leak. Yeah, Mana Leak's great. So let's just go land go. Mana Leak the next play with like a Blade Splicer or something, and then go Crucible, strip your Indotha Triumph. Wow, I'm really glad I drew Mana Leak and didn't tap out for Crucible. This worked out about 1,000 times better. All right, well, the order of the deck does matter. Strip Mine your Indotha Triumph, hopefully cutting you off with Pest Infestation. You got one turn to kill to play something here. Well, you have more than a turn to play something. That's a good something. Okay. Oh, I drew red. All right. Well, untapped red makes this a lot better than strip mine, I think. I'm going to go Dak. Steal your soul ring. You're going to tap it for mana, of course. Pass. And then now this game is very close to being over. Like, if you couldn't play something good on 3 mana last turn, you know, I guess maybe if Dan draws a forest or a green source and goes land, pest infestation, kill Crucible. But then I still have 6 mana Dak and Time Twister, and I just fire off a Time Twister and see where I go from there. So this is going to work out pretty nicely, I think. I guess if you go land Blade Splicer or something like that, you know, you got a Skull Clamp out, all that. But if you had a card you could have cast like that last turn, you would have just done it. All right, so now we go Strip Mine. I'm just going after white here, playing against white weenie. And then I'm going to Dak on myself and Island and actually Swamp is what I'm going to discard here. Cast Ponder. Oh. Okay. I will not shuffle. And I'm not going to get to cast Blood Tithe this turn, but I'm going to get to cast Time Walk. Which, if that doesn't prompt a concession, I'd be surprised. All right. Yeah, so playing against white weenie, does that make me want Hex Mage, him, any of those things? I kind of do want Terra Sunder again, playing against Skull Clamp and Parallax Wave. We know about that one. Yeah, I guess I could once again take out Seed Shark. Night of Autumn is going to be pretty good against me, so I got to keep that in mind. But otherwise, I like it. That worked out very nicely. That game would have been a lot harder if I hadn't drawn Mana Leak that turn, because I would have just tapped out for Crucible and then gotten Night of Autumned, and then that game would have been a very different game. But you know, when you play Magic, sometimes the order of the cards that come off the top of your deck do make a big difference. So happy enough with how that played out. I don't think I want to side out Atraxa. I think this deck could consider siding out Atraxa. When I play against mono red, how am I going to sideboard? That's actually kind of interesting. Definitely keeping the Seed Shark. Do I side in Cabal Ritual to make Atraxa cheaper? Do I want Crucible against mono red? I don't even know. I certainly want balance. Yeah, maybe against mono red I just bring in Terra Sunder for... No, I still want Atraxa. I actually have to close out the game somehow. And that's a good way to do it. Well, maybe the deck's just perfect and I made it exactly the way I want. We'll see. Croxa is also a card. So far, the amount of playing the 2 forests hasn't bitten me, so I like it. And haven't really had severe mana issues. Even drew the mountain that last game. That was nice. All right, on the draw here. I think my matchup against red is going to be tough, so it would be nice to pick up this one. All right, well, definitely keeping this hand. Turn 2 Jace, turn 3 Duretti. I mean, this deck doesn't have that many cards that cost less than 3 mana, so I'm certainly not going to mulligan a hand that has 2-drop into 3-drop. Also, all 5 colors, which is nice. Never hurts. All right, no Soul Rings. Soul Ring and Mox Pearl. All right. Good for you. Good for you. All right, let's just play Steam Vents. I'm just going to sack Marsh Flats to get Swamp, I think. So, don't really need to do otherwise. All right, I guess I'm going to need to find balance here. Is kind of the joke. Well, there we go. Let's play Jace first. I think that's fine. Jace into Duretti, maybe. I don't know. Balancing there. I would kill those. They'd get a token. Oh, geez. Well. Okay. It actually didn't really hurt me too badly. Now I'm just going to chump here and balance. I don't really have a choice. A Talisman would be nice, but I'm going to go down to 2 cards in hand. I guess I have to play Hallowed Fountain. Balance, and I'm just going to keep my 2 Planeswalkers, I guess. I mean, obviously, if I get Spell Pierced here, that's game, but what can you do? All right, I have to lose 3 lands, kills the whole squad, and you get to keep a 1/1. All right, pass the turn, because that also shuts off, well, it doesn't shut off Guy's Cradle, but it does make it a fair amount worse. Knight of Autumn as a 4/3. And I'm going to take 1 here. Draw. Let's go to ready and make a token. Seems like a fine lead in. And what I might do, I'm going to chump the Knight of Autumn. I mean, I kind of have to do that to start with. I could go Dax, steal your Mox, sack the Mox to kill Knight of Autumn next turn, and then the Spirit token can kill Dak, but can't kill Duretti. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Yeah. It all started with that Mox Pearl, the damned Mox Pearl. All right. Because now, I mean, actually a Crucible would not be a terrible draw here. But, oh wow, I'm super dead. I was already dead just to the Relic Warder. The fact that you're tapping mana now here is not putting me in a good position. I mean, cycling Lorien Field's not that bad. Oh, you're paying the life and you're playing a follow-up, yeah. Oh, opposition, okay. Well, I'm glad I sided in the Terra Sunder. Maybe I do want Seed Shark. Maybe not playing Seed Shark is a mistake. I do think I still want Atraxa, Fire Covenant, Duretti. I mean, I like all those cards. Leovold, I think, is still good. Don't think I want to take out any of the talismans. Yeah, I mean, this is tough. I do have to take out a card. Yeah, no, Seed Shark actually seems fine. It's possible I could take out Underworld Breach, but that seems not ideal. Blood Tide is also pretty good. Don't want to take out Time Twister. I could take out Chart a Course, I guess. I don't love it, but I need to take out something, and that one's kind of slow. Dak against Sol Ring and Pearl, I'm not taking that out. I'm not taking out Duretti or Fire Covenant, Ren in 6. I think I'm supposed to keep Atraxa. It's just really good if you cast it, and I need some way to win the game. You could make the argument that Chrome Host Seed Shark is enough, but I'm just worried that if this gets like pathed or something, I'll have a really hard time of closing things out. What I need is Dan to not open on Pearl or Sol Ring. It's going to be hard if we have those. I mean, I could still beat it, of course, but it's just going to be pretty challenging if I'm dealing with fast mana, because this deck doesn't have any. That said, I'm on the play, so I mean, there's definitely draws on the play that can still beat those, especially if I go like turn 2 Terra Sunder your Sol Ring or whatever. Pearl's actually in some ways a little harder because you go land Pearl 2-drop. Terra Sunder doesn't even give you a good advantage there. In fact, you're like pretty far behind, whereas turn 1 land Sol Ring go and I go Terra Sunder on turn 2. That at least isn't so bad. Okay, well, we'll see how this turns out. Is there a possibility that I want Scarab God instead of Atraxa? Atraxa's so much better. Look, in for a penny, in for a pound. I'm gonna cast Atraxa. That's my plan. And you know what? I saw one of the games that Dan played against my teammate Talisker, and it was just like a long, grindy game. I think I'd rather have. Well, they're both good in those kinds of games, but anyways. So close to being good. Turn 2 Talisman, Brainstorm. Yeah, I just can't keep a 1 land on the play. All right. I mean, I'm going to keep this hand. Mulliganing here is brutal. Because if I keep... I have to keep Pentad Prism. I think I have to put Terra Sunder back. It's such a shame. The problem is, I have to keep Pentad Prism to cast the red spells. I think putting a land back is just crazy talk, and Fire Covenant plus Duretti's removal, so I guess I just put back my weakest removal spell. I think that's the play. Okay. Hopefully don't get spell pierced here. Okay. Well, no Mox or Soul Ring. That's a start. It'd be nice to draw a red source, because otherwise I'm going to be able to cast 2 of these red spells, and then that's it. I have 3 Rakdos cards in hand. They are good ones, at least. Like, next turn, if I draw a black, I can play Blood Tithe plus Duretti, which is nice. Or black or red, actually, lets me do that. Okay, Tithe Taker's a little annoying. All right, let's play Xander's Lounge then, and then play Duretti. Make a token. Pass. I mean, this is pretty good. The construct blocks the Tithe Taker. Whoa, we got wooded foothills for breeding pool, not Sparta's headquarters. Oh, I think my teammate has the Sparta's headquarters, maybe. Yeah. Anyways, Caracas could be good if Dan plays a legend. I don't know what legends he's got access to. I mean, I like this so far because I get to play Blood Tithe, use Duretti. I get to just like keep adding to the board with Fire Covenant in hand, which is kind of the ideal situation. And Dan didn't start on fast mana. Skull Clamp would be really bad for me here, because I would get to kill it, but Dan can go land, Skull Clamp. He already played land, Skull Clamp, Clamp Tithe Taker, Clamp the token. Though I guess you still have to discard 1, but still, that's pretty bad for me. Knight of Autumn, I think, is the card that's in Dan's hand right now that he's thinking about what to do with. But we'll see. Knight of Autumn, kill the construct, attack Duretti down to 2. Yeah, that's not that bad for me. I just make another construct and play a Blood Tithe next turn. Duretti goes up to 3, doesn't die, and to 1 attack, and I have 2 blockers. So I feel pretty good about this situation overall. Drawing Xander's Lounge was very nice. And cards I'm worried about. Pest Infestation's pretty annoying. Parallax Wave would be fairly annoying. I also don't have a lot of gas left. I mean, I have a bunch of removal, but drawing something like the Chart of Course I cited out. No, drawing something like red and 6 would be okay as like a pinger here. Jace or something would be fine. Time Twister would actually be pretty reasonable. I could go Blood Tithe and then Time Twister, depending on what Dan plays this turn. Atraxa wouldn't be the absolute worst, though obviously I'm a few lands short. Dak would be great. Like, any Planeswalker would be good, though I guess Dak I actually would have to use my last Prism counter to cast. Oh, really? All right, well, it's like a forced block here, so sure. Happy enough to make this trade. Let's see. And then Knight of Autumn. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. All right, Jules, chill out. Yeah, this doesn't really bother me too much. I have all 5 colors here. Julita, calm yourself. Let's go Blood Tithe. Make a token. Oop. Play Caracas and pass. And hopefully next turn we can land a nice Fire Covenant. If I draw a blue or a black or a red, no, I guess if blue or a red, I can cast Jace and Fire Covenant next turn. Waiting an extra turn isn't the end of the world. Duretti getting attacked for 1 by Spirit Token, don't care. Parallax Wave wouldn't be that big of a deal. What I'm kind of hoping is that Dan plays just like a dorky creature this turn, and I can go Fire Covenant, kill your 3 creatures, attack for 3, make a Duretti token, and maybe even draw a land and play Jace. All of that would be pretty nice. Otawara. How bad would Parallax Wave be for me? It wouldn't even be that bad. You'd go like Parallax. You could flicker out my 2 things, attack Duretti down to 2. Next turn I'd make a token, go up to 3. You'd Parallax the token, and I'd Fire Covenant those. You then Parallax the Knight of Autumn. And Parallax is a good card. Opposition. Oh, that I don't like. That's pretty dangerous. Okay. Well, the good thing about that is I have That's fine. I'm actually just going to let this happen. I want to save the Fire Covenant here. Because if you tap down all my lands, then I can still... Okay, now I can play Jace. I could kill both creatures here. I kind of don't want to do that, though. Because I have this Fire Covenant that I can play on my upkeep. Because I could already sack the Construct, kill the Knight of Autumn, Blood Tithe the Spirit. I think I'm actually... We'll see how this line works out. But I kind of feel like because I have Fire Covenant, I want to save my Duretti ammo and just... Fire Covenant's just going to wipe the board here. Like, this is why Dan's playing like Spectral Procession, and I'm kind of expecting to see... Maybe not Spectral, it could be a Pest Infestation. Noble, sure. Play one more creature. I know you've got more creatures. You're excited. You've got opposition out. You got to flood the board. You just got to play another creature. Oh, Blade Splicer. Okay, perfect. So this worked out really well to not use the Duretti or the Blood Tithe, because now I get to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 life to kill your entire board. And then I still have a pretty good amount of ways to kill creatures, even if Dan follows it up with creatures. Having a Duretti in play is pretty nice, and a Blood Tithe. All right, well, that's fine. Boom, 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 boom. 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. All right. Taste it. I am going to use Jace in response here, just because I think milling a card with a Jace in play is probably worth it. Obviously, we'll see what gets tapped down. I mean, I guess you're going to tap down Blood Tithe, my lands, and then you tap down Jace because you got nothing better to do. All right, let's mill. Milling Breach is a little annoying, but it's not like Breach is actually that close to being good here, so it's like whatever. All right, those all go away. Draw for turn. Can I get a Time Walk? Wouldn't mind that. Unfortunately, there's no good artifacts in the graveyard to copy, so I'm just going to plus Duretti again. Pass the turn. I also, at some point, no, I guess there's no way to flashback Fire Covenant upkeep. What I really hope Dan doesn't have is Spectral Procession or Pest Infestation. I'm not going to be able to beat those very easily. But last turn he played 3 creatures effectively. Oh, no creatures. All right, there we go. We just needed a little bit of a break. Okay, draw. Dak Faden. That's kind of nice. I kind of don't want to flip Jace yet, so let's just draw with Jace to kick things off. Discard Talisman's probably fine. Attack with Blood Tithe. Okay, play Dak Faden. And I guess tap my Forest, because Red and 6 is the only one. I mean, I still could, I could still lose to that, you know, big thing. Really annoying. All right, I'm going to make a slightly odd play. Well, because what I could do here, yeah, I think I'm going to discard Crucible, Zagoth Triumph, and then make 3 Crucibles. It's not like I really need 3 Crucibles in play, but I think that's fine, because then I can play a land and I can play a Troxon next turn. If I keep just Crucible, it seems pretty bad, so let's do that. I could also copy Talisman, but I think at this point, with a Dak in play, copying Crucibles is going to end up working out better. Play Zagoth Triumph. And pass the turn, because then next turn I get to play a Troxa. Dan does not have a lot of time to draw Pest Infestation or Spectral Procession. All right, let's go Dak Faden first, I guess. I need to find an untapped land here. I'm definitely discarding a land. I guess I'll discard Balance because it doesn't really do much here. All right, can I not find an untapped land here? All right, there we go. Now play Steam Vents, pay the life, play Atroxa. And you got one turn to find your thing. All right, because I get instant sorcery land creatures, so Time Walk. I guess Mana Leak's better than Brainstorm. I'll take Island, I guess, over Plateau. Yeah. And I think I'll take Leovold over Seed Shark. +1. I mean, at this point, it's actually not going to do it to just tap down a couple things here. You need to tap down like a lot of things. So, and I get to play a land, and I have a Time Walk. So I actually think I think just ends the game. I mean, you got to have something pretty wild here to not lose, because even an opposition for a bunch is like, as long as I have one land untapped and one land in hand, I can go land Time Walk, and you need to have another one. All right, we got there. 2-0, bringing our team's total to 2-4. Yeah. Let's get to round 3 here. Oh, in fact, round 3 is right here. Juju Bean, let's go. On the draw, don't like that. It's going to be hard to beat mono red It's going to be hard to beat mono red regardless. On the draw, much less so. We'll see. Ooh, Balance is one of the ways, though. Okay, we'll keep this hand, and let's go. Unfortunately, I can't get black-white with Marsh Flats. I don't have a black-white land. What do I lead with? It's actually kind of tricky, because I'm not sacking this. I can't sack this to get a tri-land because none of them cast Balance, and I need to have Balance up this game. But I kind of want to keep the dream of Blood Tithe alive, so I think I'm going to go Mountain. The disadvantage of Mountain is if I go Island and leave up Mana Leak, then I have to play my third land to play Balance, but that's not that big of a deal. The question is, if I draw Swamp, would I play a turn 2 Blood Tithe versus leaving up Mana Leak? I guess it depends what Juju does. Though, Juju plays nothing, I'm less likely. Oh, well, now I'm definitely just going to leave up Mana Leak. Oh, man, Smuggler's Copter. It's really annoying because Copter's good against Balance and Blood Tithe. But on the other hand, it isn't pressure, and this lets my turn 3 Mana Leak or turn 2 Mana Leak on the draw keep me at still 20 life here. I also do have Dak and ready. Dak would be a really nice draw here. I mean, and so is Chrome Host Seed Shark. Scrapwork Mutt. What an annoying card to have to Mana Leak, but Mana Leak it I shall. Okay, land. All right, Dark Slick Shore is actually a pretty nice land draw too. Let's just go Chrome Host Seed Shark. It's not that many things that kill the Seed Shark. Will I block Smuggler's Copter here? I guess it depends. You're flashing back Mutt. Discarding a Mountain, crewing the Mutt. And oh, I guess I didn't have the choice. I was going to block, so I guess that was a good Mind Collapse. All right. Mind Collapse is kind of annoying because I don't want to lose my Seed Shark. Oh, man, and Juju just keeps playing cards that I can't balance away. Where's my Dak? Oh, that's nice. All right. Let's get Plateau. I think I'd rather have Plateau than Hallowed Fountain. I don't want to take the damage. Play Blood Tithe. This Balance at the end of the day is actually not going to do anything. Oh, Brainstorm isn't terrible. Let's attack first, and then cast Chart a Course, and then maybe cast Brainstorm. I don't really see a disadvantage casting Brainstorm here. I guess it turned out that I can't DT, but that's fine. I'm going to put Balance back, and then Breach on top, go Caracas Talisman, and pass. Now I actually feel pretty good. I mean, If Juju's got a cheap creature, playing it, playing the creature, crewing, and GTing would be kind of annoying. Oh, funny. You can't crew copter and get a 1/1. It's not a Rabble Master. So you're just going to attack. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm feeling pretty great about this turn. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Time Walk. Exile. Oh, you know what? I kind of messed up. I didn't really consider the ordering of how this was going to work, but well, it's not so bad. I guess what I'm just going to have to do is kill Squee, play Steam Vents. Actually, I guess tapped. Yeah, and then I'm going to go Breach. Time Walk. Exiling. I'm just going to exile. Everything's getting exiled, so we're going to lean on Atroxa this game. And then Time Walk. What I think should have done is order it so that I had balance in hand to discard the blood token. I didn't really... That was a kind of weird play to think about, but that is, I think, what I should have done. And now I'm going to... I have another Time Walk turn coming, so I'm going to Demonic Tutor. And I wish I had green to cast Leovold. That would make things a lot easier. So what do I want to do here? I have a Time Walk turn coming, and I can cast Time Twister this turn or next turn. I think I get Dak Faden, and then I'm going to cast Dak Faden and +1 on myself. And if I draw a land, I can Time Twister this turn. Oh, perfect. Discard those two. Land. Time Twister. Take my extra turn. And then now I can Spellseeker for DT if I want. I can minus Dak on one of those things. Oh, I can Spellseeker for Time Walk. So let's do that. Hold on. I guess if I'm going to use Dak, let's actually Dak the Smuggler's Copter first in case of Mind Collapse. Spellseeker. Actually, I kind of want to keep the Talisman. Let's actually start by casting Ponder. Okay, we'll keep Crucible. Spellseeker for Time Walk. Because that didn't get removed. Time Walk. Island. Oops. Undo. Talisman. Jace. And then I'm going to take another Time Walk. This is why I think Time Walk is the best card in the cube, by the way. Land. Oh, I got the red and 6 also. Let's go Strip Mine. Jace. Discard a land. Time Walk. Time Walk. Are you having fun yet? Crucible. Strip Mine. Strip Mine your land. I'm just going to Dak the GT. Equip GT on Spellseeker. All right. Yeah, I would say that putting my opponent to no permanence in play, me with 15 permanents in play, probably going to win the game. So I would board in Scarab God. My main concern with boarding in Scarab God is Mind Collapse is a pretty efficient way to get rid of it, but Mind Collapse is, I guess, going to be good either way. I like Dak. I like Blood Tithe. I don't really see anything that I want to get rid of. I mean, Ren and 6 is good as a pinger. Don't want to board in him. I don't have time for that. I don't think Hexmage is good. I guess Terra Sunder kill it. I mean, I should have just main deck this card. It seems like I wanted it in every matchup. And I guess I could see not wanting Chart on the draw. All right. What do we got here? Oh, we got a nice one. All right, well, I'm going to keep this hand. Hopefully Juju's got a slightly slow hand like last time. It's not like his hand last time was bad. Copter into thing. Oh, Relic is great against me. It's okay. I might be able to force a relic pop with Crucible, opening the door for Time Walk. I also could at some point terrace under the relic, though. The way this draw worked out, chart, of course, would have been better. Oh, Ren in 6. Let's just go Talisman first. I could Time Walk here, but I kind of want to Time Walk when I have a Planeswalker in play. Green mana would be nice here. Bitter Reunion. Well, that's really not that scary. I mean, it puts a counter on the Steamkin. It improves your draw, I guess, but all right, that's a little better. Bitter Reunion's just not that aggressive of a play. All right, what I would really like is green mana or balance. Now what? Now what? Wow, Chart of course would actually be so much better here. Because if I had green mana, I'd still rather have Terra Sunder. What are my options here? I could go Duretti, kill Talisman, sack Talisman to kill Steamkin. Duretti's at 2, that would prompt the Mutavault to attack or the Grim to be used. I could cast Time Walk and do nothing else, but that seems kind of weak. I kind of think I just... No, I actually just have to Time Walk here. All right. Play this tapped, get relicked. Yep. Yep. And then, I mean, Breach is just not going to be good no matter what. Oh, that is pretty good. That kind of changes my mind. I was really hoping to draw green this turn, but I think I just go Fire Covenant those two. Black, red, 1. Oh. I thought yeah, that was bad. Well, what can you do? I thought it was like Deluge. I wasn't paying attention to the numbers, so... What can you do? That is on me. Not that this would have been the easiest game to win from this position anyway, but that was certainly not an ideal line of play. I'm just gonna play it where it lies. Let's see what the follow-up is here. That misclicks or whatever, like, I'd rather make a misclick than make like a strategically wrong choice. Like, obviously that wasn't ideal for me, but I don't know. I'd rather misclick. You can just, some amount of misclicks are just going to happen. Whereas if you make an error, that's a little harder to correct. Fury? Okay. Interesting. So we evoke Fury to attack for 4, and then post-combat, I guess, use the mana is the only thing that I could really understand into Sulfuric Vortex. Ooh. So had I not failed to kill that, I'd be at less life. I'd be at 4 more life, be at 15, but then 2 more life because I would have paid 2 more, 13. Then it would have just cast Vortex, and I'd go to 11 now. Yeah, it wouldn't be great for me, especially without green. Didn't attack with Mutavault. That's not great news for me. All right, let's go Duretti. Sack my Talisman here. Kill that past the turn. And I guess I'm probably getting burned end of turn. It would be my assumption. So I guess I'd be at 11 and I'd have maybe like a 1-1 in play, or I would have tutored for a green or something this turn. I mean, it's not clear what would have happened, but I don't love like my outcome here either way, but obviously like what I did put me in a really bad position. I am wondering why I didn't attack with Mutavault. That is a little odd. Oh, I know why. He didn't want to get his Sulfuric Vortex mana leaked. Yeah, that's the kind of play that Juju would make, because Juju's very good playing around my cards. Jite, sure. And attack Duretti most likely. It's not actually crazy to attack me. Yeah, he's attacking me down to 7. No. Let's see. Which way, Western man? All right, Duretti down. I think ultimately that is right. I mean, I'm clearly going to cast Demonic Tutor. What do I get? I could get green and kill the Sulfuric Vortex. And then I'm going to attack down to 5, 2 counters on the GT. No way to stop that. 7. You know what? I'm going to get Strip Mine. I'm going to Strip Mine Mutavault. And I'm going to hope that Juju Bean has no creatures to play this turn and no burn spells. And then that I draw a green for Sulfuric Vortex. Oh. Well, that puts me dead. All right. Sure. We'll cast the Brainstorm just to see. All right. Let's try not to make that misclick. I think that game would have been pretty tough to win, but obviously I made it a lot harder for myself for no reason. On the play, Chart of Course is a little better. I have a little more time for it. There's also Scarab God. Maybe Scarab God is just the kind of card I want. Honestly, I think I might just take out Breach. Like, he sided in Relic and Breach is a slow card. Just taking out Breach, putting in Scarab God, and let's just go to town here. I'm going to keep Ren and 6. I'm going to keep Crucible. Like, Relic stopping those is a little bit less of an impact because, first of all, you can try to land one when he's tapped out. Second, Ren and 6 still does other things. All right. On the play, let's do it. Yeah, this is a good hand. And I guess I don't 100% know what I want to Marsh Flats for because I can't get red and green. Those are the two I'm missing. What I think, because this deck has so many red cards and so few green cards, and I have Pentad Prism, I think I'm just going to preemptively crack Marsh Flats for Xander's Lounge. And then, because I want to crack Marsh Flats and play a Triome on turn 1. Feels like a mistake to hedge there. Like, I know I'm going to get a Triome. And, like, if I crack for Xander's Lounge and then draw a Mountain, I'll wish I had gotten Zagoth Triome, but I don't think slow rolling makes sense. All right, Juju mulliganed. I hope he opens on a Grim Lavamancer. You don't usually want them to have a 1-drop. Well, now I don't want him to have a 1-drop. Well, he had the Grim anyway. The reason I was saying I wanted him to have Grim is because it's a kind of low impact 1-drop that the Fire Covenant can take care of, but let's just do this. All right, so next turn, we'll see. If he plays a creature, I can just get to pop them both. Hopefully he just hits me, because I drew Crucible, and he didn't play Relic this turn, so I think I'm actually going to just go for the Miser win here. Demonic Tutor. Where's my Strip Mine? Here it is. Strip Mine. Strip Mine Mountain. Pass the turn. And next turn, if you play a land and attack me for 1, I'm going to go Crucible Strip. And then Crucible Strip with Fire Covenant in hand is a pretty nice place to be. Crucible. Better have a Shatter. Strip your Mountain. Pass the turn, and then that's kind of the lock. I mean, if he plays a creature, I kill them both. If he doesn't, I'm just going to keep strip mining here. Strip mine, strip your mountain. Yeah, let's play Leonard. Black, green. Well, I said it in the wrong order, but whatever. Pretty hard to deal with this. I have to use the Pentad Prism to cast Leovold anyway. Do we got there? Oh, Fury. All right. Fury is a way to kill Leovold. This is true. Still doesn't solve your other problem, which is you're not going to cast any more spells here. All right. I'm just going to do this again. I'm going to get Grimmed for 2, and that's totally fine. I'm just going to hold the Brainstorm. I don't really think it... There's no 1-drop I want to play. So I feel like I can just wait here. Let's draw. I'm going to 12 here. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to do this again. It's almost out of action there. And then I have to discard. Let's discard Hallowed Fountain. Okay. Draw. All right. I guess actually let's go Brainstorm and then Ponder. That seems like a good combination. Oh, and we have Time Walk. Okay, so let's put back Swamp, Plateau. Yeah. The reason I'm putting back lands is I have a bunch of lands in my graveyard. Play Strip Mine. Cast Time Walk. Take my turn. I don't really mind drawing a land. Strip Mine your mountain. And then play Strip Mine. Fire Covenant the Grim. This time for the right amount of damage. Take 1. Okay, pass the turn. And yeah, all right, this game is basically over now because I can go Seed Shark, land, Ponder. Yeah. Boom, that's a 3-0. And, well, and Talisker won, so it's all up to Xantos. Let's find out in a second whether Xantos can get a single match here. That's all he needs to do. Alrighty, well, the old 3-0 lose the draft. Live once again, and that is indeed what happened. Unfortunately, Talisker went 1-2, and Xantos did Xantos things and ended up going 0-3. Tellurian Academy and Pest Infestation is not a good matchup for the Academy side, and that's what Xantos was on. So it goes, but I really like the way this deck played out and had a lot of fun playing it. I consider that a win, even if it's not, a literal win. It's more of a figurative win. I do prefer literal wins, but I take figurative wins when that's all that's on the table. I got to go Breach Time Walk for some nice extra turns. I got to Leo Time Twister. Never really did. I guess I cast Atroxa once, but it wasn't even... I could have done anything to win that game. I do think playing Atroxa was right here. And of course, picking up Strip Mine for Crucible and Renin 6 ended up being pretty nice too. This deck had a lot of little mini combos. No, broken acceleration and just a Prism and 2 Talismans, but having like Mana Leak, Fire Covenant, Duretti, these are in balance. These are all ways to stop the opponent from doing stuff so that my combo engines of Crucible Strip or Time Walk Breach could take over, or just play a bunch of Planeswalkers. That also works. I hope this deck demonstrated why I think Time Walk is so busted, as it was able to harness it quite nicely. The high water mark was taking 5 turns in a row with Breach, double Time Walk, Spellseeker Time Walk, Jace Time Walk against Juju Bean. And you know what? We're going to be back tomorrow with another draft. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out today as we took a lot of extra turns. I'll get them next time. I won't get you, but I'll see you next time for the next draft. Later, everyone.